Today I want to talk about the planetary transits for the month of March. Last month brought a window of opportunity for manifestation as all the planets were in their direct motion, and we will continue to surf a bit longer on that wave this month as well, as all the planets will be direct all the way until the middle of April. This month's transits also brings a lot of creative energy and some new inspiration, perhaps. If you're new here, hi! I'm RoseAnna, I'm a Vedic astrologer, and on this channel I talk about planetary transits and the new and full moon updates. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe below. First off, we will have an intense day of conjunctions on March 2nd, where Jupiter and Venus will conjunct in Pisces, and later that same day we will have Saturn and Mercury in exact conjunction in Aquarius. So Venus and Jupiter can be a bit of a challenging conjunction, as they are quite different energies and they don't always pull in the same direction. Ultimately, both planets have the same goal of getting us in touch with our spirituality, but they have very different ways of achieving that goal. So Jupiter is the planet of tradition and beliefs and the practices and the teachings that we adhere to, whereas Venus is more bent toward sensual experiences and want instant gratification. But Venus is also the planet that makes us appreciate beauty, inspiration, and can really be the planet that spurs us to experience our spirituality, if you will, because the gratification of the experience of that higher inspiration, if you will, that comes from the planet Venus. So in a sense, Venus is actually a very spiritual planet, but it takes a lot of patience and devotion to really get in contact with the side of that. Jupiter and Venus in Pisces could also be quite inspirational by itself and get us in touch more with our the creative side, or the devotional aspect and the inspirational aspect of our practices and of our teachings. However, Jupiter is the more mature of the planets, of the two planets, so Jupiter could also have a calming effect on Venus. And in the case of Mercury and Saturn, that's sort of the same theme, where both Venus and Mercury are kind of juvenile or immature planets in a way, where Saturn and Jupiter are the more mature, the more calming influences. Mercury in Aquarius could be a good transit for networking and business communications and technical solutions, and the influence of Saturn could make Mercury more serious about those things, and also more serious about, because Aquarius is a sign where we want to share our vision or share our knowledge with the world and with our community, and Saturn brings a more serious attitude towards those things. In the case of Saturn and Mercury conjunction, it could be wise to be a little bit conscious about the sort of agreements or the sort of commitments that you enter into, as Saturn is the planet of time and seriousness and commitment. So whatever agreements you enter into could be long-lasting. This day could actually be quite beneficial to take some time in solitude and either meditate or journal on your goals and your vision in a larger sense, because Venus and Jupiter can make us more inspired. And with the conjunction in Aquarius, it's also very important to, as it is in general, for us to feel like we have something to work for, something to strive toward, a sense of direction and purpose. That is what provides us with a sense of meaning. So this day could be very beneficial to sort of check in with yourself and see where you fall, where you land on all of those things. And it could also be a day to revise your how you practice your daily routines or either your spirituality, because it could be there could be some new inspiration or new ideas coming in that you feel more inclined toward. Then we have Venus moving into Aries on March 12th, and Venus here will bring some of the inspiration from Pisces into Aries, where we're looking more to how do I express my individuality? How do I incorporate more of what makes me feel inspired, what makes me feel joyful in life? Because Venus is the planet that wants to feel joyful and wants to feel inspired, and Aries is the sign of the journey toward the self, like where we explore and express our individuality and our sort of make the path that we want in life. It's a very individualistic sign, but it's also that sign of following your own path, if you will, or dancing to the beat of your own drum. So in Aries, Venus wants to explore that part of yourself, that part that's inspired and creative, and it's very Venus here is very expressive. While in Aries, Venus will also move into conjunction with Rahu, or the north node of the moon, the counterpart to Ketu, the body of the snake, where Rahu stands for the head without a body, and Rahu stands for both our obsessions, the experiences we want to have and seek, and it's the planet of illusion. Venus conjuncting Rahu could mean that we're suddenly experiencing a change in our desires, or wanting to explore some new ideas, or take a new path. But as Rahu is also an influence of illusion, and oftentimes something that we do not see clearly, or we cannot see the entire picture clearly, that it could be wise to sit with those ideas or the changes that you want to make, and sort of let them sink in a while before taking action. Because Venus is also a quite impulsive planet, and a planet that seeks quick gratification or instant gratification. So this could be wise to not make any hasty changes or sudden changes while this goes on. Then we have Mars transiting into Gemini on March 13th. And Gemini is the sign of our mind, our intellect, our thoughts, our ideas, and also our communication. And Mars moving in here, if you think about Mars is the planet that is the in the planetary cabinet is the army general. So he's the influence of the warrior that has a very fiery, very direct, very action-oriented energy. So within Gemini, this means that our communications will be sort of influenced with these with this fiery, direct, very no-nonsense sort of energy. So this could be something to keep in mind as well. And Mars is also the planet that always seeks an enemy that wants to defeat the enemy and be the winner, and Mars is very competitive. So this could be a time where we are more inclined to get into debates or heated arguments. So Mars is the planet that really wants to win. So this could be something to think about as well. But a positive side of this transit is that Mars is really the planet that makes us take action on our ideas. So it could be a good time for that, to get the ball rolling, and to, if you've had any ideas lying on the shelf that you haven't gotten to, this could be the time for that. Then Mercury will be experiencing a lot of challenges in the later half of the month, as on March 17th, Mercury will transit into Pisces. And Pisces is Mercury's sign of debilitation, which means that this is a sign where Mercury's qualities come through the least, where Mercury's quality of detail orientation and discernment sort of gets lost on the vastness of the ocean that is Pisces. So, talking in pictures, this would be like Mercury trying to single out specific drops of water within the ocean, which is a massive body of water. It's like, it's so futile. It's the lesson for Mercury here in Pisces is to let go of the detail orientation and trying to relax into the bigger picture of things. And the other challenge for Mercury during this time as well is that Mercury will be transiting very close to the Sun, a phenomena in Vedic astrology that's called combustion. So this means that Mercury's energy sort of disappears a little. It actually disappears in the sky because it will be transiting so close to the bright light of the Sun. So this means that Mercury will be filtered through the light of the Sun, and the Sun is it's the most dharmic influence that we have in astrology. So in a larger sense, the Sun is our soul, and it's even the cosmic soul, or the undivided soul. And whenever a planet transits close to the Sun, it's like a purification process, or a reset back to status quo, if you will. So in the case of Mercury, that is the planet of our ideas and beliefs, and what type of story we tell about ourselves. This means that it will be filtered more within the truth of our soul. So because we're not really that story that we tell ourselves, that we narrate to ourselves in our thoughts, in our minds, that's not really the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are is within our soul, within the Sun. So this transit could make us let go of some of those ideas or some of those beliefs that we hold about ourselves or about the world. Then we have Mercury moving into a conjunction with Jupiter. And Jupiter and Mercury doesn't always have the easiest of relationships either. And much in the same case as with Venus, and Jupiter will have a sort of maturing and calming effect on Mercury here. And Mercury, on the other hand, will sort of challenge Jupiter in those teachings and those practices that we adhere to, because Jupiter is very traditional and Mercury is very inquisitive and youthful and always questioning everything. So this conjunction can make us question our teaching, or question what sort of routines or what sort of practices that we adhere to, and to maybe bring in the influence of something new or trying something different than we're used to. So that was it for this month. I hope you liked the video. If you did, you can leave a comment or like the video below. If you want to read more about the planetary transits, you are welcome to look at my blog at starlightinspiration.com/blog, where you can read more about it. Thank you for watching. Bye!